Hello, everybody, and welcome back. It is episode number 15 of the Tim Talks podcast, and I'm happy to be here with you people because it's another great episode and it's another great show. So, without further ado, let's just get into it. What's the crack? What's up, guys? For me, been busy week. Just been there working, so I've been doing a bit of work there, and yeah, it's been going well. Basically, just been doing like a little internship for architecture. So that's been cool. In an architect, real architect. You know what? Why not? Great place to work. Great situation. Excellent, really. So yeah, I've been keeping myself busy last 4 days. Doing about 6 hours a day. So yeah, I've gotten Friday, Saturday, and Sunday off, which is nice. Gives you a nice weekend. You know, you can do whatever you want. Bit of freedom. And I'm using Friday here to work on videos and stuff for you guys. So that's basically the plan. So technically, I'm working for 5 days a week. I guess you could say, not full time, not 40 hours a week, but look, we'll take it, you know. And so, yeah, I guess it's great to be back, and yeah, I've been quite bored the last couple of weeks. I have been doing a bit of, obviously, of YouTube here and there, as you can see. I've been doing this, trying to start up the gaming channel. It's gonna be a hit or miss. I've uploaded a couple of best bits, which I'm pretty happy with. But apart from that, it's been pretty hit and miss. Some of the capturing hasn't gone great, such as the Truck Simulator video. As you can see, it's not coming out perfect, so need to adjust that or whatever. But yeah, obviously for simpler stuff, the capturing works perfectly, OBS. But yeah, maybe it's just the graphic settings or whatever. I mean, for some reason, Fallout worked pretty well, but for some reason, Truck Simulator didn't. That was a very laggy game for some reason. Maybe just lower the graphics again. But yeah, honestly, it's been a pretty hectic week. Not too hectic, but like fairly, you know, not full on, but compared to what I was the last couple of weeks, 2 or 3 weeks, yeah, it's been pretty full on. And yeah, I've been keeping up swimming each day, and of course the Euros has started, which has been cool. So there's been a lot going on, and yeah, I've enjoyed keeping busy, keeping going really, and yeah, it's been, so I guess I keep saying and yeah, but it's been good. The weather has been pretty much amazing. I've had like 2 or 3 barbecues recently, so it's been, you can't really complain too much about it. Lots of sun, lots of warmth. Even when they've said the weather was gonna dip, it's kind of been grand actually. So haven't exactly struggled with the weather too much recently. And yeah, and also obviously pubs and bars opening up, which has been great. So we've had, you know, finally been able to get a pint, which is obviously great. And yeah, just happy days all around. So yeah, not more to be said there, but just tipping away, keeping busy, doing stuff. Life's coming back to normal here, and obviously they're starting to vaccinate 35-year-olds next week, I think. So it really is getting down there in age. I mean, soon they'll have the whole population at least at least first vaccine taken, and of course, maybe half or maybe a quarter of the population is soon to be fully vaccinated. So that's great to hear. Obviously, the more vaccinations are out there, the better. That's common sense right there. But yeah, obviously, I think Simon Harris, Irish Minister of Education, is saying, you know, hopefully all college students will be vaccinated before they go back. I think that could happen. I think that's a realistic goal. I mean, you've got, it's middle of June now, so July, August, about 2 or 3 months. 3 months there really until college is back. So it's very likely we'll get at least one vaccine by then, and hopefully 2. So it's a good situation we find ourselves in. It's crazy to look back to week 1 of this podcast where, you know, it was March and things were not looking so great with the vaccine rollout, but now, of course, things have improved drastically, especially the last month, I would say. Big time. So, yeah, I'm really happy with that. Obviously, things are, you know, on the up, and not more to be said. It's a fun time to be here, and just looking up, things are looking up. So, yeah, that was my first sort of little basic conversation right there. Of course, yeah, for the channel, like what's coming for this channel in the future. Hopefully I will, you know, maintain sort of these little clips I like doing from the bigger clips, so you have a choice, because obviously I think a lot of stuff nowadays is either long form or short form, and I think the shorter the forms are getting, you know, with TikTok, YouTube Shorts being a real implemented part of YouTube now, it's interesting to see that side of things, where there's also, you know, long form podcast live streams and stuff like that. So it's like we're the type of content is so varied nowadays. You can really get whatever you want, you know, on the go. you can listen to a podcast, and then it's like people are more and more time conservative in a weird way, even though they're using phones more, where they want to do stuff, listen to podcasts or watch short clips. But the ironic thing is, you spend a lot of time listening to loads of podcasts, and suddenly you're on TikTok for like 5 hours watching short clips. So it's crazy how, I heard someone say that the short clips sort of mess with your brain a little bit, because you are what's the word? You're watching short clips because you don't think you're watching that much, but it messes with your brain because you can't comprehend how much you've watched because their clips are so short, and it's only you're watching it for 5 hours. But it's some crazy like that. I guess it's kind of cool, but it is sort of manipulation and a more efficient way of garnering your attention. So, yeah, what was I on about? Yeah, YouTube's going well. The Best Bits channel's up and running. 3 videos so far, just gaming highlights. So I've uploaded one of me drinking tequila, champagne, just recently uploaded, and a jump scare from different games. So it's more just funny stuff that happens to me in the games. So that's why I have that face cam in there, because I just think it makes it more funny, and I really enjoy those sort of things. Gaming is interesting for me because I don't know, I'm kind of mixed on it. Like, I'm not the biggest gamer in the world, but if I find a good game, I'll be into it. I haven't quite found one yet. I am playing a bit of Football Manager, but I don't know if that's quite the right kind of game to like film. But say if I'm doing something funny while I'm doing it, maybe it'd be worthwhile doing it. And then also, there's other games that are more hard or time consuming or just intensive on me, which are hard to get into. So it's very much a commitment from I have. And obviously during the week quite busy, obviously. So it's quite hard to, and on the weekend I want to hang out with people. So it's quite hard to find the time really when you're always out and doing something. But it's still fun. Obviously, I really enjoy gaming. I've enjoyed gaming for years, and I'll always stay with it. I'll always stick with it, and just keep trying stuff out until I find something that hits and sticks. I maybe do a little series on that or whatever. I don't know. We'll see. And of course, Tim Talks podcast. I've been going for a while, 15 episodes. I've started a Tim Talks clips channel. So the first one I uploaded was actually a really good clip. Go check it out. It's actually 15 minutes long, but it's me talking about motivation and swimming, which I've been keep continuously doing for 117 days, and how that it can affect your life and put you into the productive mood. Overall, I think swimming has been good in a way, but at some points I think, geez, I'm really this is really a hassle for me more than anything. But I've stick through it, and honestly, we'll keep going. I don't know if the effects are quite as good as they were obviously first 2 weeks. But I'll still keep at it, obviously. It's not quite life-changing at this moment, but it is something I like to do. I just think it's a good thing to do. It's a thing to do. It's a thing to do out there that's not bad for me. And you know what? That can't be too harmful, can it? So, yeah, we'll just stick with it. Obviously 117 days. I don't know if I've done anything in a row 117 days, but maybe brush my teeth. But that is an accomplishment to have, in my opinion, because I don't know, it shows a level of dedication, I suppose. So that would be my thinking. But yeah, overall, yeah, I've been pretty good in regards to the swimming and the motivation. And yeah, so that was the clips video I uploaded. So I have clips, best bits, podcast, and gaming currently at the moment. And then I have a life channel, which I haven't really delved into too much yet. I'm still working on a video. I'm not sure if I'm really happy with the video. Obviously, there's still a lot of editing to go. There could be a couple of weeks of editing, maybe even a month of editing in that, considering I'm working at the moment. But yeah, I don't know if I'm really too happy with the video. I've kind of just been kind of nah about it, but I might just stick with it because I have invested in this. I've invested in the GoPro, the equipment, and of course, the time and the effort. So I might as well just give it a go and pump it out and see what you guys think. I want to kind of refine it a bit because I don't want it to be these long, boring clips in it. So I want to just make it, the right length, I don't want to be going here, look, it's a 2-hour video I made. I just want to be doing it to what it should be, So, look, it will be what it will be. I'm trying to take inspiration, obviously, off GeoWizard, but GeoWizard actually uploaded a Wales, or Travel Across Scotland, which is actually really entertaining. Kind of disappointing, but I won't spoil it, but entertaining nonetheless. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of maybe take a bit of information from his style, and obviously those long form videos you see on YouTube. So that's been one thing I've been trying to do. If you don't know, I went to every dart station in one day in Dublin. I didn't visit them all, but I did go to I went past them, you get me, and I visited a few, maybe 7 or 8. But yeah, I think I think that's one thing, just to keep wary of. Don't get your expectations up for Tim Life. Anyways, Tim Life, there might be other stuff. There might be Tim Talks Life. There might be, vlogs, but I don't know. I'm kind of iffy on the vlogs at the moment. Just short form stuff, maybe. Just like reviews, maybe in real life. I don't know. Stuff like that could be interesting. I just haven't experimented with it too much yet. Called me lazy. I don't know, whatever you want to call me, but hey. And yeah, I just stick at it. I think sometimes you just gotta stick at with things. I've always said that, podcast one, I said, I'm not. I keep, going between things, scatterdash or whatever I said. But I think, stick with one thing. Maybe you see the effects, see that thing become good. And yeah, so that's been kind of my life, my sort of thinking, my things I've been doing. And yeah, honestly, it's been a bit of a ride, a bit of a journey. Yeah, I've been sticking with the architectural technology. I haven't switched yet. I do have other courses up there, but I don't know if I'm going to do them. We'll see. And yeah, so that's been that. But yeah, honestly, it's been a fun journey. Geez, I like to say that a lot, don't I? But yeah, honestly, cool times are ahead. And Jesus. Yeah, cool times are ahead, and yeah, let's get on with it, I guess. Let's just do it and see what happens and have fun. But yeah, so what else is there to discuss in this video, I guess? I was talking about some other stuff I've seen on YouTube recently. So one of them was Scott the Woz, which is a YouTube channel who does gaming videos, and I've kind of been watching them on and off there. Found them really interesting, really good, and just fun, entertaining videos that I can just sort of binge a little bit, especially at lunch breaks and stuff like that. Just really entertaining guy. You can sort of go on and on. Kind of had that nostalgia trip with Wii stuff. So he's been kind of a big Wii fan and sort of promoting that and stuff like Mario and all that. So that's been really fun. The DS, all the consoles, all the old stuff that I used to play back in the day. So yeah, I'm a big fan of that sort of nostalgic stuff, and just in general talking about different stuff to do with gaming. Lots of interesting stuff there. Sort of varying videos from 10 to 20, even 40 minutes long. So, but you know what? It's one of those signs of a good YouTuber when you just sort of stick in and watch, and suddenly it's like an hour's passed or whatever. I always find that's really good with YouTubers. So, if a YouTuber can do that to me, such as GeoWizard, it's just a really effective. It just means that you're really highly thought out videos that just keep people in, suck people in. They're not these lazy TikTokers or whatever that just sort of pump out content and go, hey, look at me, I'm so talented, and they're not. But these guys really put effort into videos, and it just shows you that YouTube is the king of content, in my opinion. I think that's a fair statement to say. You got TikTok, you got whatever, that was the main one. But yeah, YouTube definitely is king. Even YouTubing shorts, which I don't know if I'm a fan of yet. But look, they're trying things. I can't really hate them. It's the bandwagon at the moment. I don't know when it's going to die out, but it's seemingly still going strong. Obviously, TikTok was big in 2020. Its biggest year ever. But I say, a lot of people are still fans nowadays. I'm not. I was a fan there for a couple of months, but yeah, just for me, honestly, burned out. Like, YouTube is the king. Don't diss it. So YouTube's like, you can do whatever you want on YouTube. Most creative platform. Even Twitch, I'm like, I don't know yet. Maybe I'll start streaming on Twitch. I don't know. Eventually I will. Obviously my gaming still is just primarily YouTube based. One of these days I might delve onto Twitch. I'll let you guys know, because I'm already on Spotify, so you never know, guys. You never know. But wowza. What else was I going to talk about? Well, you've seen this sort of content with on my YouTube, and obviously Scott the Woz was great. Another one was Quinton Reviews. He recently posted an iCarly 4-hour and 45-minute review of every episode, done in such a great way, in-depth analysis, really thought through. This guy donated, or I guess, sacrificed like 100 days of his life, or 6 months, to just delving into iCarly, which is great because he does like these long form videos, really well thought out and really interesting to talk to. It's just about the characters. Can they enthrall you in their videos? He definitely can, such as like Scott the Woz. But yeah, these guys are really smart, clever, funny, and can just make great videos. And there's analysis on something like iCarly is excellent, and obviously does delve into nostalgia once again, which is a big thing, obviously. Once you're a certain age, it's cool to look back. So yeah, big ups to them, big ups to that, and yeah, it's been really fun. So yeah, some weird stuff going on YouTube, some great stuff like that, and yeah, I'm really big fan. But yeah, YouTube's been great. Speaking of nostalgia, like what's the sort of things looking back that I'm like, ooh, that was cool, or whatever. And I guess yeah, iCarly would be one of them. A big TV show in my past, Uh, it's been a while since I've seen it, but again, it's one of those weird shows. It was brought up by Quentin that these shows, you think you don't remember anything from it, but it's actually just these weird memories that are stored back in your head that when you see something, you're like, oh, that rings a bell, And that happens a lot with iCarly, because I was actually a big fan of the show back in the day, I must admit. It was a weirdly made show. I don't know if it was good or bad. I can't even tell you, to be honest. It was cringy. It was out there. It was sometimes hilarious. It was sometimes just mostly weird. Some weird jokes thrown in there by the creator, of course, Dan Schneider, who was in a bit of a controversy lately. Did get fired, I believe, from Nickelodeon recently. But he was basically the grandfather of Nickelodeon. He did some weird stuff. He was probably a bit of a creep. Let's be honest. He was a bit of a creep. He could have done worse, so I don't know. But he definitely was there, like, from the heyday, basically, of Nickelodeon. Like, iCarly, even back to Drake and Josh. Zoe 101, which is between those two shows. And then, of course, just Victorious, Sam and Cat, like all of that era of like the big Nickelodeon stars. He was sort of there for it, and honestly, like that was a big time for kids. I just can't believe like kids today are watching whatever TikTokers. We had that back in the day. Like I think that the difference in quality, like we had it much better back in the day. But maybe I'm just saying that as like an old man. But I don't know. That's my opinion. That's what I think. But, sure, we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, I keep saying I said it again. But yeah, I just think that looking back, I think that show wasn't as bad as people bring it out to be, or as weird as the sort of name has gone. But it has been as weird. But like that seems to be all the show is great. It was more like just what the hell was this? You know what I mean? But I do think there was some quality to it. So I guess embrace it. The other nostalgic things I was thinking of recently, obviously Nintendo Wii brought that up a bit. I think that was a great console. Let's be honest. Was it an amazing console? No. Was it the Xbox 360? No. That was a PS4? Probably not. Well, but the memorable moments with it, not even the gaming moments, just like the moments of like playing with mates and stuff like that. I don't think you get that social aspect of any other games nowadays or before. Now with the intro of VR, it's sort of like, to me, even more solitary and not good than it used to be. I know you can play online, obviously, but like the co-op nature of like people in the same house, you can't beat that, can you? You can do online stuff, and sure, you can play with your mates, but is it the same as being in the room? That never happens nowadays. Maybe that's just me. It seems to happen less and less, where you're just playing FIFA or something. Even FIFA, like that's a good crack. A FIFA tournament in someone's house, like physical place, or Wii is the main one. Just like, because just the nature of it, you're swinging around, you're standing up. It creates a more fun nature to it as opposed to sitting down, obviously, and I think it's just a better experience. Although I don't think the Wii games were the best. I'll put that out there. I think that it was less quality and more so entertainment. And I think that's one thing I think I appreciate Wii so much for. There's no console like it since then or before. And there's a reason why it's such a big selling console. Because it was looking at big selling consoles, and obviously Wii probably comes out near top for that reason. Obviously gaming wise, we play we play Wii Sports come out very close to the top for reasons which probably are a little bit like because they were kind of bundled in with the Wii remote now and the game and the Wii, but I still think great. Yeah, so Wii's been a great. Obviously Nintendo DS as well. That kind of had a communal aspect to it because you could play it like co-op in the same room and everyone had the DS, and so I used to hang out with people with the DS, play the games. So that's been great, and there was also a lot of fun like games to play with people. Also on your own, you could play challenge people at the game on the DS, like Super Mario Bros. For example. Then there's also Mario Kart, which you can play with mates. There was other games, but mainly those games. PictoChat even came into it. PictoChat, early days social media, like Snapchat, but like, I don't know, 15 years ago. No, it kind of was, but in a weird way. But I think it was great. Like, I think we've come a long way, but at the same time, you do miss those past little nostalgic things. I think had value to them, had quality to them. I think maybe it's been lost a bit. It's all about the internet. It's all about being online. It's all about not being digital. Not the physical aspect of buying games even has been something that's been missed recently, because even with DVDs and stuff, it's just there online and just click it, you have it. There's no process of excitement of getting it, waiting for it to come or something like that. It's just there, no physical copy of just to hold in your hands and be like, oh, this is cool, or looking around the shop and seeing everything. There is still gaming shops, obviously, not really DVD shops anymore, kind of old DVDs and stuff, but in the gaming shops it's like, it's not as fun for some reason. It's just not, because you're not looking forward to that being the aspect. It's like, I could just get this online for cheaper, let's be honest. That's all, I thought it was always in your mind, so it's not as fun, not as good. But yeah, I think, yeah, it's been a weird time to be alive. But yeah, I just think nostalgia is a big thing in general, and it's not to be trifled with. It could be what it is. But yeah, it's interesting. Look, it is what it is. I'll always say, I miss the past and all that, but hey, gotta look forward to the future. As regards to like what I've been up to this week, I did mention I was going to the pub. Did go to the pub there. Had some creamy pint of Guinness there. And one of my favourite channels, YouTube, Guinness Curio, did the same. He's a Guinness fan. He does reviews Guinness. Goes to people's like pubs and does it. So I kind of felt like that when I was in the pub there, drinking my Guinness, having a good time. And yeah, I just had a great night out, to be honest. A few pints there, a few bottles here and there. So Guinness was good. Had a Bulmers, which was only 2.3%. That was actually still good. And I think I had, what was it, Heineken. Heineken's grand. It does the job. It's probably a little below par for me in terms of beers. In terms of even the pint, I think the bottle might come out on top for me personally. But the pints are okay. The cans I will probably even mess with, to be honest. They're a bit rotten. Yeah, it's one of those things. Heineken can be up and down, to be honest. Get into it though, you're fine. So I was outside though drinking, obviously everything's outside. Did manage to find another 2 pubs to go to. Didn't have to book, which is always a good thing. You sort of just go in and just hope for the best. I hope there's someone in there. But I really enjoy it. Again, the tail service was a bit long, but hey, they're busy out. And obviously it was a great day. It was a nice sunny day, and then we went out later and just went to the park and stuff like that, drink a bit more. Yeah, just have a great time. But yeah, it's been fun. Yeah, hopefully I'll just take advantage of the summer, because when you're in the winter, cold winter, you're sitting there like, shit, I wish I was outside having a pint in the sun, and you can't. So there you go. But what's it called? It was also a sad time though, because of course Christian Eriksen did suffer a cardiac arrest. A Denmark game. The night I was out, actually, I couldn't believe the news. I looked at my phone. I wasn't even watching it. I looked at my phone. I seen the match has been cancelled, or was it postponed? It was one of those words, and I read into it. And I was like, "Oh, Christian Eriksen has collapsed on the pitch," and I couldn't believe my eyes. Like I couldn't actually believe it. It didn't seem real, but it happened, and it was so mad to see, and a very, very scary time. Obviously, Mohamba happened to him for East Manza years ago, Newcastle player, I believe, but. Wow, it's our Bolton player, but it's just been so long since something like that. And obviously, I wasn't a football fan back then, so that was my first real experience with that. But yeah, such a big star as well. But yeah, just glad that he's keeping on. I don't know how well he is at the moment, but it's just really sad, obviously, because of course his football career is kind of in tatters by the looks of it. I don't know. We'll see how he gets on. I think he needs to get like a heart restart thing put in, and just hope for the best with him. It is a scary time, obviously. And when something like that happens, it's good to see that the players and stuff handle it well. Media coverage, not so much, handled pretty poorly, but at least, some people care so much, and that's great to see a response. Because obviously, I heard a stat there, like 70% chance of survival if you have the restarter, the IAD, what you call that? The defibrillator, heart defibrillator, and then of course, only 15% if you don't, so you need that, so that's very important. Obviously, good that they have loads of them. Obviously, sports area. If he was out running, he would probably wouldn't be screwed. But of course, he was in a sports place. He was in one of the best hospitals. He had the defibrillator on hand in a football pitch. And of course, I was walking around my town recently, and I noticed a couple of them in my town. So that's great to see. If that happened to anyone, you want to have those defibrillators. It's so weird though, because he was a young lad, obviously. So there was some defect there that just didn't pick up on, which is crazy. I don't know how that happens. I don't see, because they're one of the most tiniest green people in the world, so it's so mad to see that. But yeah, honestly, just keep on keeping on, I suppose. That's the saying, I suppose. And yeah, it's just crazy to see stuff like that happen. But anyways, the Euros overall has been quite entertaining. Been on for about a week now. We did a draw recently there, so me and my family and I picked up some good teams: Netherlands and Portugal, which I picked out as favourites to win the tournament. And so far, they've been good. I don't think they'll be the favourites. I think top team has probably been Italy. and also Belgium. They've impressed two good teams, but Italy, most of all, have been really good. Obviously, they haven't featured in the World Cup, so they're like itching for some competition, you know. And I think they've done well, like Signe, other players. I'm not so familiar with other players. Obviously, Immobile, Locatelli. Those three players, which are just on another level at the moment. But yeah, I think they have a real shot of making it into the. Well, obviously they're going to be in the round of 16. Let's be honest, round of 8, I could easily see it. But are they top 4 team? We're yet to see. Definitely top 8 team. Obviously, as I say, Belgium we up there. Portugal, still good, but they're definitely top 8 team. Are they going to win title? We'll see. England, wouldn't fancy them to win it at the moment, looking at their play. Even France, yeah, they're just a bit lackluster. Germany, no, definitely not. There's teams there that have just underperformed, such as France, such as England, already, and it's interesting to see. We'll see how they stay on with the group stage. They'll probably all secure promotion. We'll just see it'll be interesting to see their performances. Do they stand up to the test of time? Do they play well? Because I think the group stage is more than just qualifying for those big teams. They know they're going to qualify. Really, it's more what can we see from them that will hopefully showcase can they win the next game when it becomes a big qualifying game in the round of 16. Looking forward to the round of 16, obviously, because it's knockouts. Who doesn't love knockouts? It'll be very interesting to see. So I guess the year has been really entertaining so far. A lot quicker though than the World Cup, right? Because it's a lot less games. Like 32 teams in the World Cup at least, something like that. Or was it more? Was it 48? No, something like that. But anyways, obviously, people, the year is only 24 teams, so less teams to choose from. But hopefully my teams do well. Obviously, I'm doing fantasy as well, and putting money on that €10, and then €20 on the draw. So if one of those maybe Belgium or Netherlands win it, that would be great. If Belgium, Portugal win, that'd be amazing. €20. That would be what? €10 each. So that's win €40. We win €40, and the other one is €20. It's like 8 people. You win €140, so or €120 in the fantasy. So that's interesting to see. I don't know how well my fantasy has been going. Honestly, it's weird because it's not like fantasy football Premier League. I just check it a lot less, and I'm a lot less paying attention to it. So if I suffer an injury, I just forget, to be honest. So even now, I'm just going to look at it, see how I'm getting on. Probably not great, let's be honest. Cancelo is injured. Shit. Need to sub out for Nego. Sub in. Am I not 2 transfers yet? I can make transfers in match day 3. But I can't do for this match day. But anyways, match day 1 was good. I got 49 points. In terms of my league, I'm 6th. So I'm kind of middle of the road. Actually lower down the road. Oh my god, I'm on 55 points. There's a player with 106 in my league, so I'm pretty much out of the races, I honestly think. Hopefully Harry Kane as well as captain. I was supposed to bring in Lukaku, but I didn't, which is kind of embarrassing. I forgot my match day 2 transfers altogether, so that's boring. That's bad. But match day 3, hopefully we pick up some good transfers. I still have a lot of players to play, so that's good. Still not so impressed with match day 2 so far. Match day 1 was very solid for me. Just a lot of decent players, I think. Some underperforming and some overperforming. So I think that's always the case. You always get good players, bad players, players that you didn't do well, should have done better. But yeah, and weirdly, when you're like, oh shit, I should have made a sub, and then actually when it happened, you're like, oh shit, thank God I didn't. So it's almost like a give and take with this fantasy thing. But yeah, shit, what's our next topic? So that's been really interesting. Euros has kind of been encompassing at the moment, along with the swims, along with the gaming, along with the work. And that's been my life. Just, that's it. No, but I've been really enjoying it. What's more to be said? I cut this podcast short now. Or I could do a little bit of another guide. Why not do another guide? I've touched on, all the stuff in Dublin, London, New York, big cities. What about outside of Dublin? What happens outside Dublin? Is there buses and stuff like that? No, there's trains as well. I know trains are the more luxury, usually costing twice as much as coaches do. I'm not sure about the bus airline service, but I know coaches are quite cheap compared to buses. But let's touch on buses because people are trying to travel around Ireland. So it's like, why not talk about, all the great things you can do on these Irish Rail, which is what we have, the Trains in Ireland services, Iron Road in Ireland. So I just want to see what the crack is. No, I just want to know, I just want to tell you guys what's the story in Balamory. No, but like all the different train lines in Ireland, I kind of touched on with the Dart, but let's get into the other services. So there's a Northern Ireland service called Enterprise, which is Dublin Connolly to Belfast Lanyon Place. So it does go between those places. You have Drogheda McBride, Dundalk Clark, Newry, Portadown, Lurgan, and Lisburn. All I really know about the Enterprise service is they have cool looking trains. I actually feature them in Tim Talks podcast, which I'm sure a lot of you haven't seen. Sorry, in a Tim Talks Life, which you definitely haven't seen because I haven't released it yet. But the Enterprise service is good because, I guess it's a handy service. Dublin and Belfast are the biggest trains on the island of Ireland, so having that service, and it's pretty quick time at that, I think. Oh, it's €40. Okay, that's not great. That's the plus service. I don't know if there's a cheaper service. You can do it for €18 each way, which it's okay. It's okay. It's not amazing, but like €36, we probably do that with half with the bus. Yeah, I'd imagine you could do that. It's not the worst because that's a good, like, handy service. It's a nice purpley looking train. It's that purple line through it. Just similar to a lot of the normal Republic of Ireland trains, which are green. But this does go between countries and technically out of the EU, so it's quite a mad one. So I don't know if you need passport on this. I doubt it. Typically, when you go in within the island of Ireland, it's sort of very relaxed, so it's typically like that. But yeah, technically there's a lot of stations on this one, on the way into Belfast. I don't know how long it technically takes. It's called 8 stations. Okay, so that's good. So it's pretty much, I don't know if there's commuters or business people, people just traveling in and out, use the service. So I like the look of the train, and that's about it. I'm not too familiar with many stations. I know Newry, I've heard of Newry. Obviously up in Northern Ireland, quite a common spot for people from Republic of Ireland to go up to. And then there is Dundalk, which I have been to. It's okay place. It's not the best place in the world. Martin Point I have been to as well, which is connected by one of the services that used to be connected by one of the services, but now it's not, sort of thing. And then of course there's Belfast itself, Adelaide. I thought it was Australia. Just other places, sort of smaller towns that used to be served or were served in the old big train that's kind of been, I guess, lowered down. I guess it's also a sort of intercity service, so it's more, so what's the word? Refined a little bit. But yeah, anyway, Enterprise service, don't have much to say about it. Next up, we have Sligo Intercity. It's the Dublin Connolly to Sligo McDermott. I should mention that a lot of the services were renamed after 1916 leaders, so that's cool. We got Dublin Connolly from, obviously, this is embarrassing. Renamed after Connolly himself, Mr. Connolly. Anyway, we got Dublin Connolly, we got Dublin Houston, we got Dublin Pierce, we got Dun Leary Malin, Bray Daly, Cork Kent, Kilkenny McDonough, Limerick Colbert, Tralee Casement, Dundalk Clark, Drogheda McBride, Sligo McDermott, Galway Cant, Waterford Plunkett, and Wexford O'Hanrahan. Have I done these trains areas before? I don't know, maybe I have. I feel like it rings a bell. Then of course we got the Mayo Intercity. Oh, sorry, I should mention the Sligo Intercity runs between Drumcondra and Colonie. So I guess it goes through Maynooth, out to Kildare, Kilcock, Enfield, Mulgar, Edgerston, Longford, Dromed, Carrigal Shannon, which is nice, Boyle, which was on the show Moonboy, and then Ballymote and Calloomy. Before I guess Calloome's in Sligo, I want to say. But anyways, I guess that's quite a regional service. I don't know how you use that service would be compared to the Belfast one, because of course Belfast is Belfast. But yeah, Sligo Intercity. It's cool that they have a service. Obviously, we know Dundalk themselves, or Donegal themselves don't have a service. I do think I mentioned this with the All Around Ireland thing, but I'll go in depth then again. Yeah, that's what's ringing bell, I believe. Yeah, so this is pretty much a normal, like, intercity train. It's really like a bullet train like you have in Japan, but sort of like Irish. That's what the train looks like. Yeah, it's a service. It's not the most frequent one in the world. Okay, maybe it is. 8 trains a day, is it? Each way. and that's kind of cool. So I guess it's fairly regular. I guess, Maynooth would have a good few people coming to Dublin. That makes sense. Next up, we got the Mayo Intercity, which features 2 services, the Dublin Houston to Westport and the Manula Junction to Ballina. So it features, Kildare, Port Arlington, Tullamore, Clara, Athlone, Roscommon, Castlereagh, Ballyhannes, Claremorris, Manula Junction and Castlebar, as long as Foxford. Foxford was famous for being the host of a little TV show called Hardy Books, which obviously they renamed the town as a fictional castle town. So I think that was a funny little thing to mention there. Mayo Intercity. Mayo is cool. But is it going to Westport? See, it goes to Castlebar, fairly big city, or fairly big town, but surely go to Westport, no? Westport's where I've been. I did the Greenway there a couple of 5 years ago. But surely go to Westport, no? I don't know. That's just my thinking. Could be, on my own there, but I don't know, that's just what I think. Do it. Nah, but anyways, look, they do what they need to do. Sure look at. Even trying to find this on Wikipedia. Oh, it does have it. It used to be Westport Railway Station. I don't know. Anyways, a cool part of the country. Great. Next up, with the Galway Intercity, Dublin, Houston to Galway. Didn't actually get into this train. Of course, it goes through Port Arlington. I guess we're the first station out of Houston. Then Tullamore, Clara, Athlone, Ballinsloe, Woodlawn, Athenry, and more. Good thing about these services is there's not too many stops. So I suppose with the bus, maybe a bit slower, but these are quite quick and very efficient on their stops. More I've never heard of. I guess that's the Galway stop, or is the one before. But anyways, yeah, Galway's a great place. Go to Galway, why not? Galway Cant is in Galway City. It's near Galway City. I don't know how actually close that is to Galway City, but yeah, Galway City I've talked about before. Great city, been there a couple of times. I've actually been there once, but I've been to Galway area like a few times. Like the whole Burren thing, pretty big deal. Yeah, but I'm just curious to see how. I know the bus station is right in Galway City, which is handy. Yeah, I can see here Galway Cant Station is right within Galway, and of course you can transfer to a coach from there if you wanted to go somewhere cool. So it's a very central. Ayr Square is like 2 minutes down the road. Obviously, I went to a bar near here, a hostel near here. It's all great. Everything's just around that square, to be honest. So it's fun times. It's fun times. And obviously, there's a shopping centre with a castle in Galway. So, I mean, that's a recommendation in itself. Next, we have a Limerick Intercity that's Dublin, Houston to Limerick, Colbert. Never been to Limerick. I don't know if I really want to go. But anyways, it does touch on Portlaoise, Ballybrophy, Templemore, which is where the guards are trained, Thurles, Limerick Junction, Portlaoise, again, is a different line, Portlaoise, Ballybrophy, Roscarree, Clough, Jordan, Nina, which sounds funny, Bird Hill, and Castle Connell, as well as Limerick, Colbert, and Dublin, Houston. Next, we have the Cork Intercity. We have Dublin, Houston, Cork, Kent. Another 1916 metre name there. Really want to go to Cork. Hopefully we'll go soon. Newbridge, Kildare, Port Ireton, Portlaoise, Ballybrophy, Templemore, Thurles, Limerick Junction, Charleville, and Mallow. So that's going to be a cool place. Cork, Kent. I guess that would be in the heart of Cork, right? I'd be surprised if it wasn't. That would be kind of awkward in a weird way. Check it out now. Cork Kent, it's just on the River Lee, and I don't know Cork well too well, but it's actually quite close to the built-up area where Pennies and Brent Thomas and all that stuff is, just a short distance away. Then you have the Cork bus station, which I guess is where the coaches all come in, which is also fairly close as well. So again, the great thing about Ireland is everything is not too far away from each other. All the major cities, you got Cork, and you got Dublin, which is not a million miles away. Then you got Limerick, then you got Galway, and Dundalk, I suppose. No. Yeah, but they're the main ones that I would touch on. Right. Next up, we got Tralee Intercity, Dublin, Houston to Tralee Casement, which they have spelled wrong, because I don't know. They wanted to. Ballybrophy, Templemore, Thurles, Charleville, Bantier, Mill Street, Rathmore, Killarney, and Farnfor. And the thing about Tralee is it's near Dingle, which is a nice place which you should go to. But yeah, this is a good service because that's quite a distance to travel. It's about 4 hours, so it does take a while. But I suppose it is worth it because Kerry is a beautiful place. So check it out. Next up we have Waterford Inner City. We have Dublin Houston to Waterford Plunket, another 16 metre there named. Hazelhatch to Selbridge, Sounds and Nice, Newbridge, Kildare, Athy, Carlow, Windweg, Kilkenny and Thomastown, as well as Dublin Houston and Waterford Plunket. As you can see, Dublin Houston is hosting a lot of these services. Fair play to them. Don't know much about Waterford City. I know the Waterford Plunket exists. I'm also gonna have a look on Google. That'd be really handy if I had the video for this. But at the moment we don't. But yeah, Waterford Plunket, I suppose, if I'm looking at that logically, should be in the heartland of Waterford. Maybe not. Apparently not. No, I'll have a check now. Weird looking station. I'll be real. Kind of on the bay, is it? No, it's on the River Shore, which is, it's in Waterford, and there's also a golf club there. That's cool. Kind of forgot about Waterford and Summit Cities. It's semi-big, but again, smaller than Cork, but bigger than Wexford, if you get me. So I guess that would be semi-big, yeah. Nice looking station. Gotta be it. Nice little tiles on the inside. Then we have the Wexford Inner City, which is from Dublin and Conley to Rossiter Airport. Rossiter Airport used to be a very big, kind of still is, mainly to England, I guess, and France, but sort of ferry service, bringing people from each place to each place. So we have Tara Street, Dublin Pierce, Grand Canal Dock, Lansdowne Road, Blackrock, Dublin Malin, Bray Daly, Greystones, Kilcool, Wicklow, Rathdrum, Arklow, Gorey, Enniscorthy, Wexford, and Rossiter Strand. And then there's also a segment only operates to Wexford. This is mad how many stations they have. I didn't realise this, but of course it did pass through my hometown, Greystones. There seems to be a lot of places you can go to on this one. Obviously, bringing you to Rossiter Airport, I guess it's a big deal, but yeah, handy for me, but geez, the amount of stops seems a bit, maybe slightly excessive, I don't know. No, but fair play, I guess. It is what it is. It is what it is. But yeah, you can go Fishguard, which brings you to UK. Then you got Cherbourg in France, Pembroke in UK, and also Rosslare to Roscoff in France. If I zoom down on Google Maps, you can go you can go all the way across England, obviously, then into Roscoff, just sort of the Normandy area of France, but fairly into France, which is quite handy, because it's good connections with obviously Paris, London. Well, probably not the closest to London. You can maybe drive up and then get the Channel across, would be nearly the same. Yeah, fairly good connections to Liverpool. Etc. So happy days. So what's next up? What is next up? Good question. Very good question. We have the Waterford Limerick, which is from Waterford Plunket to Limerick Junction. We've touched on those two: Carrigan-Shure, Clonmel, Cahir, and Tipperary. Clonmel, the capital of Tipperary? I don't know. There's a Tipperary town, I suppose. Next up we have Waterford Limerick. We do that. Limerick to Galway, so it's Limerick Coburg to Ennis, Limerick Coburg to Galway Cant, and Athenry to Galway Cant. We have a 6 mile bridge, which is a mad name for a station. Obviously, I'm guessing the bridge is 6 miles long. I don't know, that makes no sense. Or is it 6 miles high? No, hardly. Enniscorth, Ard, Ratton, Crowell, Athenry, Oranmore. So Oranmore, pretty much the stations there. Then the Northern Commuter, Dublin Colony, Drogheda, McBride, Dundalk, Clark. Pretty handy one. Hope Junction, Dunmead, Clongriffin, Portmarnock, Malahide, Dunabate, Russian Lusk, Skerries, Balbriggan, Gormanstown, and Laytown. As well, obviously Dundalk and Connolly. It was a really handy one. Like, obviously, a lot of commuters coming from those areas. You want a good service there. All coming into work. I'd say it's about a 2 hour service. But it gets you where you want to, and obviously that's a fairly big deal. Dundalk Clark. If we look at Dundalk, in the heart of Dundalk, I suppose. It is pretty much in the heart of Dundalk. It's like a couple minutes away from the centre, so another handy service. I don't know where the station is for the buses. I'm guessing quite close as well. There's also McDonald's in Dundalk. Fair play to them. Not that surprising. And then there's not really a beach in Dundalk. It's more of a million miles away, and there's sort of like a little place in Yota. Yeah, little bathing spots, I suppose. Right. Southeastern commuter from Dunconny to Gorey. Tara Street, Dun Pierce, Lansdowne Road, Sydney Parade, Blackrock, Dunleary Manor, Bray, Daly, Greystone, Kilcool, Wicklow, Rathrum and Nerkle. We've touched on those stations before. Moving on. Southwest commuter, which is from Grand Canal Dock to Hazelhash and Celebrate, or Dublin, Houston to Portlaoise. Handy little services, once again for commuters. Dun Pierce, Tara Street, Dunconley, Drumcondra, Park West and Sherry Orchard. Clondalkin, Fonthill and Amstown. As well Park West and Sherry Orchard, Clondalkin, Fonthill, Adamstown, Hazelhash and Celbridge, Salins and Nace, Newbridge, Kildare, Monaster Evan and Port Arlington. As well as this, we have the Western commuter, Dublin Connacht to Maynooth. Maynooth is a big college, obviously. We've got Drumcondra, Broombridge, Ashtown, Navan, Road Parkway, Castleknock, Coolmine, Clonsilla, Leixlip, Clonfay, and Leixlip Louisa Bridge. Louisa? Is that yeah. Clonsilla to M3 Parkway, Hansfield and Dunboyne. M3 Parkway, where the hell is that? I guess M3, it's Dunboyne in County Meath. Bit of a mad name for a station, isn't it? The M3 Parkway. But yeah, Dunboyne, I suppose it's nearly on the edge of Dublin, the way Dublin is expanding. There you go, you know. Just a mad name for a stop, I think. Yeah, M3 Parkway. There's yeah, it just seems to be like the middle of nowhere, but then Dunboyne's there as well. And then actually it's quite close to Blanchardstown, so not the worst in the world. Maynooth is also nearby. You got Celbridge, Kilcock, just two little towns that are like outside Leixlip. Yeah, but Maynooth, I suppose you could say, is the college in it. The station is pretty much in the heart, following the canal. The Royal Canal, is it? Looks like it. Which I think goes and goes and goes for about 10 years. And then joins up. Is that canal or river? I do not know. It looks too good to be a river. It could be a river, I don't know. But it seems to go to Mulgar. Mulgar is a bit miles away, but yeah. Okay. Then we got Cork commuter, Cork Kent to Middleton. Then we got Little Island, Glonhain and Carriguan. So it's just like the outskirts of Cork, right? And then the Cork Kent to Cove, Little Island, Foda, Carglaw, Rushbork and Clonhain. So I guess Cork does have its own little service going between each place. If there's demand, there's a demand, you know. I guess something would apply to Belfast really, but I think it's more of a Northern Irish service maybe. Less so commuter to Ireland. They do their own thing, you know. Middleton, I guess, is just in the outskirts of Cork. Yeah, and same with Cove. That's kind of handy. Obviously, Photo Wildlife Park is also near. That's cool. Then we got Howth to Bray Daly. We've touched on the Dart, so Malahide to Bray Daly as well. There are the stops. All the stops. Every single one. So that's cool. That's going to be the video. Hopefully I get to go on holidays at some point and plan to go to Galway at some stage. That would be cool. And I might keep you updated on that and tell you how it was. Anyways, until the next one, good luck to you guys. Goodbye.